There is no article of your food. There is no raw material of your trade. There is no necessity of your lives, no luxury of your existence, which cannot be produced somewhere or other in the British Empire.
The British Empire was the largest and richest the world had ever known. It covered a fifth of the Earth's land surface and included a quarter of the world's population. The last 20 years of Queen Victoria's reign had been the Empire's hectic, heroic age, when battles were fought, frontiers pushed forward, and millions of colonial acres accumulated to the cheers of the crowd at home. Imperialists of that period had no doubts about the right of the British to rule.
We happen to be the best people in the world, with the highest standards of decency and justice, liberty and peace. And the more of the world we inherit, the better it is for humanity.
Others saw the Empire as bringing economic benefits. The millions of people in the British colonies were a guaranteed market for the goods pouring out of Britain's factories. It also guaranteed a supply of cheap food and raw materials. Tea from India, rubber from Malaya, cotton from Egypt, cocoa from West Africa. The bonds grew stronger and tighter. Governing the empire also provided a huge number of jobs for men from the upper and middle classes. Many of them were good at what they did, but good for little else. This is how they had been educated, for the public schools were geared to the needs of the empire, not the economy. Nor did imperialists of this period mix much with local people. They, the rulers, were heaven-born, and the gulf was enormous.
Unlike the colonists of other races, English settlers carry England with them. They keep their own language, marry their own people, hold on to their own lifestyle, and though they may live and die in the land of their adoption, look to the mother country as their home.
The jewel in the imperial crown was India. Beginning with the East India Company's trading settlements in the 17th century, British influence had gradually extended over the whole subcontinent, until by 1914, one half of it was ruled directly from Westminster. In theory, India, like other colonial territories, was looked after for the benefit of its people until it was ready for independence. To most British colonials, this day was a very long way off.
Unless Indians can govern India wisely and well, in accordance with modern national ideas, they have no more right to India than Hottentots have to the Cape or the blackfellas to Australia. In my opinion, Hindus would never govern Hindustan half or a quarter, or nay, 1/10 as well as Englishmen.
Pride in empire was reaching new heights at the end of the 19th century, but the bubble of enthusiasm was pricked by the Boer War. A small irregular army of Boer farmers inflicted defeats and humiliations on Britain. The war dragged on at immense cost. Even when it was won, Britain found herself with a giant empire to defend at ever greater cost. Britain required a huge navy, big enough to beat any combination of powers. She was also committed to a giant naval race with her great rival Germany. By 1910, certainly, Britain was beginning to feel that the empire was a liability as much as an asset. The strains and stresses were certainly beginning to tell.